So what do y'all do when life doesn't go as planned? It was an interesting conversation. My wife brought it up. He was like, so what would you be doing if we weren't married? And my immediate response was like, I'd be working for National Geographic, taking pictures of lions and stuff like that in the Sahara, right? Or I'd be one of these travel Instagram influencers like Christian Gossi or something like that, because travel is like the thing I love doing besides taking photos. So right there, I knew my answer. Well, guess what? Neither of those have ever happened. I used to travel a lot. I don't travel nearly as much now because life changed, right? My priorities changed. And I could sit here and wallow in self-pity and be like, oh, what would life have been like if that happened, or I had the chance and I didn't take it and I screwed up, right? We all do that. We all have these opportunities and we don't take them, we don't focus on them, whatever it might be. And then we're 5-10 years in the future and we're like, crap, like what would it have been like if I had done that, right? What would it have been like if I focused on more photography work, more videography work, whatever it might be, you know, years ago? Where would I be now? What if I would have focused on YouTube 5, 6, 7 years ago? And we get into this mindset, it's like, oh man, yeah, who knows where I've been? But then you're not starting and doing anything. So like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like, you should be out there, at least go out there and start doing it, right? That was my whole thing with starting this YouTube was, yeah, you know what? I might not get a lot of views. I might not have a lot of followers, subscribers, anything like that. But the thing is, I'm at least out here trying to make it work, trying to get better at video, and trying just to learn how to get better at all of this stuff. And that's been my main goal throughout this whole thing, was just learn how to do better video work, because the video work's not my thing. And that's where I'm at now. So I'm like, you know what? Cool, I'm trying to sit y'all down on this fence post. Almost missed, and I don't want to do that because, yeah, the Pocket 3 is not gonna, I mean, it'll survive the fall, but you know, might have sent it back to DJI if I do that. I think about it a lot, right? I dwell on the past way too much because I started YouTube a couple years ago. I posted like one video and it's not there now, so you're not gonna find it. But I posted this one video and it was about what is the exposure triangle? And it was me in my office talking. And I wish I had it to like insert right here because just to show how bad it is, but I don't. But it was awful. The lighting was terrible, and it was literally just me talking about what it is. Like, that was it. It wasn't, I didn't have graphics, I didn't have nothing, right? And maybe back in 2005 that would have been okay when YouTube started, but not now. But I remember that, and I'm like, you know what if I would have just kept going and learned how to get better from that point on, instead of quitting and then starting over a couple years later? Like, where would I be? Would I be at the same point I am now because I know more about video work, or would I be even farther along because of what I know now? And I had been posting a lot if I had continued to post like once a week like I'm trying to do now, but I did it back then. Like, where would I be? I don't know, and I'll never know. And those thoughts, I always think about that. Or if I would have started doing travel stuff back in 2016, 2017, when I was traveling a lot overseas, like what if I would have started then versus sitting around and not doing that, just taking photos? Like, what if I would have learned video work sooner, how to talk in front of a camera sooner? And we have these ideas, and it's like, we let the fear of people stop us from doing a lot of things. And you get to the point where it's like, you have to take control of your life. And I don't know if it's because I'm about to turn 30 or what it is, but I'm at the point basically now where it's just like, you know what? I don't care what anybody's gonna think. I don't care about any of that. I'm just gonna go do my thing. If they think I'm weird, they think I'm odd because I'm talking in front of a camera, I'm doing something like that, that's okay, because I don't know where this is gonna take me. And this could take me nowhere. Like, I could legit not do anything with this. This could go nowhere. I could get nothing from this except learning how to edit videos better. The best time to start was yesterday, and the next best time is today. I was talking with one of my other friends the other week, and he had brought up like all the reels he's seen me post on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, man, I need to start doing something now before, you know, the next baby comes and things like that. And he was like, yeah, that's basically what happened to me. He's like, I was posting a bunch, and then once the second baby got here, like work and everything else and the babies took priority, so I don't really have time to post anything or post as much as I would like. And when he told me that, I was like, oh man, like I need to start like getting on it, because like life's gonna change quick, and I want to be able to at least give it a go and see what happens, because like I said, life happens fast, life changes fast, and you never know what opportunities are out there. But if you're afraid of what people are going to think of you, about like what you're creating, what you're doing in public, whatever it might be, it's like, you know what, like that's okay. Like, don't worry about them. Just remember you're doing it for yourself. Like, don't worry about all of them, because guess what? 90% of them wouldn't want to be in front of the camera. Guarantee it. And like I said, we have these dreams, we have these aspirations of like what we want to do, where we want to go. Maybe you have the dreams of being a videographer or photographer for like a hockey team, right? And your dreams like the Carolina Hurricanes or something like that, and they reject you. But maybe you can go and get an interview with a different team and be their photographer. Maybe you still have that dream, it's just not with the team that you thought it was going to be with, you know, or whatever it might be, whatever your hopes, whatever your dreams are, whatever your aspirations are. You feel behind in life. Like, I'm starting this YouTube journey now, And I could have started this 7, 8 years ago if I would have thought of it, or if I wasn't afraid to post, or wasn't afraid of people, or whatever it is, right? The way my voice sounds in videos, the way I say certain words, things like that. Like there's all these different fears that I had about creating. And guess what? Like most people don't actually care. You're gonna have the trolls that are gonna say stuff and be like, whatever. Then you wake up and you're 25, 30, 40, whatever it is, and you realize like, if I would have focused on doing what I wanted to do, where could I be going with that? And that's when you realize like, I've wasted all this time that I could have been doing other things. I've done so much of being afraid of people and realizing like life's not going as the plan and wallowing in self-pity because like life's not going the way you thought it would. And that happens to all of us. But like you can sit there and wallow in self-pity and just be like, oh, life didn't go as planned, everything's terrible. Or you can take that and turn it into something positive. You can turn it into, you know what, I'm gonna try to be the best photographer, videographer around the area I live in. I'm gonna try to push this and at least get into it part-time. Maybe your goal is to be a full-time freelancer at the age of 25 or 30 or whatever it was. And that hasn't happened yet. You know what? That's okay. Maybe you just delay your planes a little bit. I got this plane flying overhead and they're always flying overhead and they're super loud. I guess like they changed the direction of the way they fly into the airport or something. But you know what I mean? Like it never goes as planned. Nothing happens as planned, right? Maybe you have to delay what your goals are, change what your goals are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I started doing these videos on YouTube and I was like, you know what, my goal? I'm gonna make myself like a small goal, and that's gonna be to try to get 100 subscribers by the end of 2024. You can have those little goals and those little dreams, right? And there's nothing wrong with changing your dreams because the things we're into change over time, right? You might be really big into something right now, whether it's photography, videography, or a certain type of that photography and videography, right? Maybe you're really into portraits now, and then all of a sudden you start to get really into landscape work or whatever it might be. Your goals change over time, and you might have had this big dramatic goal. Maybe you wanted to be full-time into wedding photography, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you start realizing like that's not your thing, and maybe you want to start doing more corporate gigs. That's cool too, you know? Like you can have these ideas that change and develop over time. You don't have to be like dead set on this is what I'm gonna do. Like some people, they knew from like 5 years old like what they wanted to do, and they go for it and it happens. And they're still not satisfied in life, right? They still go after something else. They're still doing something else. And that's great for those people that have those ideas and know what they want. But there's a lot of us out there who we do something and we love it for a while, and then we realize, you know what? I kind of want to do something else. I'm doing YouTube now because I'm enjoying making videos and getting better at the process and getting better at storytelling and learn how to do it. And you asked me about this 5, 6 years ago, not a chance I'd be doing this. But now I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot because like I said, life comes at you fast and you have to adjust accordingly. But so it's not that big of a deal. Like you don't sit around and mope because like, oh, I had these dreams and like I'm this age and it's not gonna happen. Like go and pivot. You can read story after story of people who started at a certain age and were doing all these different things and then realized that's not what they wanted to do. Peter Santinella is another one that's very good at this. It wasn't until age of 40 that he decided to start doing these vlogs around the United States, around the world. And then all of a sudden it started taking off. And now he's at over 300 to 400 million subscribers on YouTube, just walking around with a GoPro. And he didn't do that till he was 40. And you read that about people who are 50, who are 60. But when life doesn't go as planned, you don't give up, you don't quit. You just adjust accordingly. That's what it comes down to. Like, go adjust accordingly, still have fun, still figure out what you want to do within your realm of photography, videography, and all that. But like, have fun with it, right? Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna be depressed because this didn't work out. Like, no, like just go figure something else out and go have fun and go enjoy what you're creating.